This is just AMZN for Friday, October 18th, 2019. And, well, this is the sell-off that I was looking for right in here. And we got it slightly higher, but yeah, it sold off today. It didn't sell off on Friday or on Thursday. It sold off on Friday. And yeah, I didn't catch that. I was tied up in the morning, and that just, man, that was a great rollover. Came right into the resistance from Thursday, put in a really nice evening star reversal, inverted hammer here right before the market opened. And I guess I'm counting that last 5-minute candle before the market opened as a really nice evening star reversal, 2-candle flag, and just dropped. Even retested the 21, really nice retest here. I think the highs were really close. Yeah, the highs were 18 cents apart from each other. So tweezerish top here, rolled over again, came down almost to this yellow line that we've had on here for a while and bounced from there. That was really the only bullishness that got going, and even had some more selling into the close. I was looking for this to do some sort of like a like a multi-top, and looking to get in bearish over here, which I did. It moved against me a tiny bit, actually retested right into the low here, and then rolled over. And something came up, and I wasn't sure I was going to be able to watch this into the close. And I exited like right in here for a really small gain, and it ended up winning really nicely. But these ones, I don't play around with these that are, about to head into expiration. And, if it's going to, I was playing the 1760 put, and this one ended up getting into the money. I think it was that put. Yeah, this one got into the money. It was this put. It was worth only like $50 here, and got back up, basically to break even. Over in here, got out, and like I said, wasn't sure I was going to be able to watch into the close, and missed out on a 2 or 3 hour trade. I had a target set of a 2 hour, and I wasn't able to ride it out, but got out for a little bit better than break even. Only moved against me a little bit, was down only, I think the low in here was like 27 or something when it moved up here or somewhere in here. So we can take a look at that one. But yeah, I missed this, waited a really long time for this, got in a little bit early, looking for it to just roll over with this resistance, and instead it rolled over with this old support being new resistance. But I definitely missed it from what I was looking for Thursday. So looking at puts, man, if you had the opportunity to get into this early on in the day, look how sideways this was. It just wasn't going, and easily could have been setting up something like even over here, getting in like 4x3. That ran up. I mean, you made 20 Rs on that if you got in 4x3 and just held on. Now, a lot of people aren't going to just hang on. They'll trail at their stops, sometimes too quickly. They'll get out at some place that they just pick as an arbitrary profit level, maybe just at 10R. So going from 4 up to 24, or I'm sorry, 4 up to 14, but 4 up to 24 was a 20R trade. And then a little more expensive to be getting in on that pullback over here. Came a little bit past the peak, this high pivot around 9, came down to 8 and bounced. This was still a really nice trade. If we look at 1760, so this one obviously didn't move as well as the market was opening and rolling over. It just kind of grinded even longer, barely ran up and then came back in here. I mean, look at this. It was under $1. You could have just done absolute zero right in here and flipped that for 10R. And then, it came down to 17. Okay, so I was in over here at like 50. Came down to 17, and I was going to give it a little bit longer. And then something came up, and I was able to get out somewhere in here. I think somewhere in here for like 55. So getting it 50 out of 55, tiny bit of gain, and ended up running up to 2. I had the target at 150, so that would have hit, but I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get back in to watch it into that. I wasn't going to take the chance of being in the money at expiration, because yeah, that's just an expensive idea to have to deal with. So yeah, definitely want to get that exited before, but I was, facing some of that fear of, holding onto a trade as it's approaching the close. And if something didn't come up, I was going to be holding that, because it's only an R. I risked an R to get in over in here. And if it moves totally against me and the price of the option plummets immediately, okay, I lost the R. Maybe I can scratch out a tiny bit of something rather than just absolute zero. But in this case, I actually got it for a very small gain, and I would have been okay with riding that down. It just, you got to be able to watch that. You got to be able to exit that. You got to be able to react quickly, and at times it's just a matter of just taking that profit at the right time. So, wish I had some timing of things work out differently, but I did not. Let's see. This was that initial roll down and then rally back into the 21s. Even this showed a little bit of signs of life here. But, what was it? Oops. What is bouncing off of? Previous day. Maybe no, push below that. I guess the open down here. Probably like this open. Sorry, hard to see that. So like the pivot here was like Wednesday's open price. So it came down into that. I mean, that wasn't the open, that was 825. So the open was up here. Yeah, there wasn't really a reason to pivot there. It just pivoted there. I mean, after this many bearish candles in a row, 5 of them moving down, it makes sense you'll slow down a little bit. It didn't have to rally back up to the 21, but it did, and hadn't touched it since these two flag candles and an inverted hammer. So it had some really nice directional moves. Would have been great to ride this one down as well. Like I said, on the puts, even the 1760 put, that would have been just getting in under $1 and just letting it ride. And had you done that with 1775, that was like the 3 or 4. Sorry, that was like 4 by 3, and had a better game there. So pretty phenomenal move. We'll see if we get any additional continuation. Right now it seems like we're in this channel. I mean, I'm not sure where exactly to draw the channel. I could raise this up to, to touch the high up here a little better, but then I'd miss these wicks. So I'm going to leave it right here just because it gives us some framework, but we're right back down to retest our 1747 price. Just didn't quite get there. The low was 1749.20. If you recall back here, 1748.78. We were coming into 1747 a couple times here and then here. And we actually touched it here, and it wasn't until this day that we broke it, and then we just just zigzagged through it a bunch. But if we somehow hold this, we got earnings this week, so we'll be back this week to see how things are going. Just makes the options trades a little more difficult. Look for quick 1-hour gains this week, just because the options are not going to move well. You can be much further out of the money, but they're just not going to move well. So be cautious there. And we can get some more selling and then have earnings. Like I said before, I think the potential is we could gap up here and just run. If we get some buying from here, I think it would fade first and then run. And then with the downside, man, if somehow we were to gap down here and take out all of these lows, maybe not this lower wick, but definitely if it did, I think that there would be a lot more selling, just because there's so many bulls in here thinking it's going to bounce. It's like it's AMZN, it should bounce. And that's regardless of whether it's bearish or bullish candles. I will say that if we have more bearish candles in a row, something like this, we have like 4 or 5 of them that are moving directionally, and then we have earnings. It should fade at first and then find a pivot to roll over. It may just be this one again. It may be 1747 again. So we'll see if I can kind of map that out in the video, and we'll see, kind of what area it opens up at come Thursday's video, I think. So I look forward to that this week. But for now, that's what I got for last week. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.